All right, guys, sorry to keep you waiting. Fire away.
I think the other night you talked about transition and then the rebounding, and they got you by 10. How big was that?
Well, they got us by 10 in rebounding, but to be honest, we didn't do a bad job on the defensive glass for numbers. I mean, if they got 10 offensive rebounds going into the game, I think that was probably a decent job that we did. The problem is that like on 3 of the offensive rebounds, they were able to fan for shots, and they made some big shots. They made some timely threes, and we didn't finish down the stretch, and we didn't guard them. I thought like we did the majority of the first 30 minutes of the game, and Valentine just took over. He was great tonight, but we did some good things to get control of the game the first 33 minutes or so. And then they made a ton of plays late, and they basically took the game over. So disappointing loss. Obviously, we had the ball at 6 inches or 1 foot numerous times on the offensive end and didn't convert. And I thought we played at a good pace. And I thought we actually did a decent job in transition defense for the most part, but then they made us pay down the stretch for every mistake it seems like we made.
Bill, Valentine was
beating Ellis in the first half, and then not so much at the open in the second half.
Yeah, but that wasn't a strategy or anything. We went to Perry early a lot, and he delivered. But there were some plays. I mean, Perry had the ball, several times down tight too, and we didn't come away with as much as what we had hoped. So, but I thought probably. We played to land in there a few possessions and got the ball in there tight. He's our best sealer, but really they did such a good job of jamming it up. And then when you don't make shots, puts pressure on you to drive, and they're a hard team to drive against. But I can take some positive things out of this because I thought we didn't play great and put ourselves in a great position. But obviously we got to get better closing games.
What do you learn most?
Well, I think that the hard lesson to learn is there's some points it's like tennis. I'll use this analogy all the time. There's some points in tennis that are more important to win than other points. You got a chance to break serve. You don't get that chance very often. You got to do it. And tonight, when you have to get key stops, you've got to hunker down and do that. And we made way too many mental mistakes when we were. I mean, they shot 2 or 3 threes off the bounce, off a bad closeout where we slipped or whatever, and shot 2 or 3 threes off the bounce. That should never happen. And so I think that we can tighten up some of that stuff.
Bill, besides the 29, 12, and 11 for Valentine, he had 1 turnover in 38 minutes. What made him so effective? Well,
you give him credit. He had 29, 12, and 12. So don't shortchange the kid, okay? I've always thought he was a good player. Tonight, I think he proved to everybody he's an exceptional player. We let him get the ball in his right hand. He's able to keep the ball in his right hand so he can play over his left shoulder way too much. He hurt us when he posted as much as anything else, but I thought that he totally controlled the game when they were coming back, and I just thought he was great. If you look at the rest of the team, we actually did a decent job on the rest of the team, except for obviously Forbes and McQuaid getting solo there a few times, but they got a good team and they got great shooters, and if you give them 21 threes, the chances are they're going to make 8 or 9 just because of percentages, and we can't allow them to play that way, and he was great, but I also think we contributed to him being great because we didn't play very smart.
Bill, you guys have had some young teams the last couple of years, and you're obviously trying to get to a ceiling. Is this team, as old as you guys are, does it have room to grow? I mean, is there a bigger ceiling down the line?
I think so. Frank didn't have a great game, and we know what he can do. Devontae didn't shoot the ball well. We know what he can do. So there's some good things. I thought that Carlton's going to be a terrific player, so we can certainly improve. But the one thing, in order for us to win big consistently, is we got to be able to score with our back to the basket some, and we get none of that unless it's Perry in the few isolated instances he gets. I think that we got to do a much better job of being able to score with angles and getting our big guys involved.
I know there's only so many minutes to go around, but Hunter, what's he
Yeah.
have to do to get in there?
Well, tonight I thought that, you know, Michigan State three-quartered on the post. So if they three-quarter on the post, that's Landon Lucas's best game. I mean, that's what he does. He plays to get an angle. So I thought that was a percentage play for us to play that way.
Bill, those close shots, I mean, is it more you guys, or is it more them tonight? What did you see with not making much close shots?
I would say, you know, you got to give them credit. I would say it's a lot of it's, you know, them contesting or challenging. But I think, you know, playing at a high level, everybody contests and challenge shots. You still got to be able to finish. And we got to do a better job. We double clutched a few times, and I don't think you can do that against good teams.